So Proforma's about $500 million, on our way to $1 billion, but today we're really just a collection of small businesses. As a franchisor, our franchise owners range in size from $500,000 to about $35 million. And so our strategy is still to primarily help our franchise owners conclude acquisitions in their own market, the same way that I built Proforma back in the day when I was growing my own distributorship, to identify small distributorships, to negotiate with them, and to buy them on primarily an earn-out basis with very little to no money down, to take the risk out of the deal for the buyer and really put the risk on the seller, because the seller needs to know and be confident that business is going to continue even when the seller removes themselves from the operations. The best advice I can give to our owners is to be patient. Of course, everybody's anxious to grow and everybody's anxious to do a deal, but sometimes the best deals are the ones you walk away from. And so patience is very important. Many times when a seller thinks they want to sell their business, even a small business owner reads the Wall Street Journal and they don't understand that they have a small business. They don't have a big business, and they don't understand how their business is going to sell. And many times a seller hears the word earn-out. I'm not going to get big money. I'm not going to hit the lottery. And they don't like it at first. And I tell our owners, calm down and slow down, because time makes sellers realistic. So that seller is going to become realistic because they don't have a big saleable business the way big businesses sell. So number one, to be patient, and number two, to let time make the seller realistic. Most deals come down to those final few details that many times are pride, not necessarily really business. And there's two things that are solutions to that. Number one, if it's just one single small deal issue that's really like 10 grand or 50 grand, whatever it might be, it's not really the amount of money, it's more the pride that neither party wants to give in. There's been a few times I'll say to people, let's flip a coin. Heads I win, right? And tails you win. And sometimes people actually said, let's do that, right? Because it's really down to the stupidity of pride on both parts that really want to get a deal done. I'm sure big businesses don't sell by flipping a coin, but really sometimes how do you get past two knuckleheads, two stubborn people, pushing past it? The other one is to get a deal done and to get to the letter of intent. I'm not trying to say I did this, but it surely is possible. Get the letter of intent, get the deal done, get it on paper, then go into due diligence. And then many times you can find things in the due diligence process, honestly, not dishonestly using due diligence to change the deal, but you can find things in doing due diligence that can get you where you want to be, because now you have the sole attention of the seller. Through my years, I've seen lots of people think just because they're smart and just because they have money, they can go get into other people's businesses. And I've seen them write checks, stupid checks, in my view, for businesses that they knew nothing about. And that was a big mistake many times. On the flip side of that, I've seen many people sell their businesses to people that didn't understand the industry that they were getting into. And I know of many stories where people were able to buy their businesses back several years later after the money people screwed it up for nickels on the dollar. So my advice would be, unless you're some huge company with money to burn, trying to build some big old conglomerate, right, or some kind of investment bank organization that has a much different view of the world and has lots of affordable experts in lots of different spaces, stay in your business and realize that everybody else's business is none of your business.